Alright, so we're back and we'll take a better look at the coilover and how gunky it is. Like, I don't even know what that is. I think it's dirt or damaged threads. Not too sure. You guys can see that. So, just gonna wire wheel it and see how we go. Ooh, looks like dirt. Look at all that. I'm gonna just keep on doing it and see how big we can get that pile. And I don't know, what do we do with this coilover? Seems like some of the metal strips coming off. Let's just see if it goes up snugly or if it doesn't go on at all. So I guess at that point it gets starts getting tight. I've got to really get into these grooves. It seems like some of the metal may be damaged. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of rust in those grooves, and it seems like it's damaged a bit. So the only thing I can think of is getting a file and filing individually inside these grooves, or a blade or something, just to see if we can get that out. So I used to have some bandsaw blades, but can't find it, so we're just gonna use this. See if we can clean up some of the threads. Don't know if that's working. Let's see if these can clean up the blade. Now it's beginning to get a little bit stiffer. It's not free flowing as before. Alright, so that nice rotation, that's okay. Here, it needs to get stiff again. Here's where it's stiff. So obviously all our issues are here. Alright, found one. So we're just going to go along. And hopefully this works. I suppose I'll put it in vinegar. Alright, so it's working. We're clearly getting thread. Where's it get stiff? It gets stiff around here. So we'll go up a couple there and we'll start hacking it here. Alright, so Nope, can't get it through there. Brushing off all the colouring. So pull it up a little bit. I won't rest them. Alright. Oh, stuck. Where are you stuck? Once you follow it through, and it seems to be stuck here. Alright, it's taking a bit of time. Then my legs. It's off. So now that this comes off, we know in theory I'm sure there's a protective screen on this. Realistically, it should slide in. Obviously, I'm not going to put it on like this. And that's it at its lowest point. Fingers, my hands, anti-seize. I'm going to slap it on, and then the height of the coilover at its lowest point. Like I said, look at that bolt. Absolutely mounted, threaded, and just shot through. So I'm replacing that, and this is why I keep so many spares, just in case, because I do these things. Alright, car needs way more low, but fronts are okay. Probably needs a little bit more lower, but I'll work on that. Right guys, it's a little bit cold, so. And with the coilovers, I'm not gonna lie, but before I took them apart and tried to take off the bottom collar because we thought it was seized or whatnot, I think that was already at its lowest point, because my car's still high and I've pretty much maxed that collar as tight as possible to a point where it won't get seized again. But the car still sits relatively quite high. And I'm looking at the coilover. That's how much space we have to play with, because I'm pretty sure if I drop it down, the car should go down, right? Or do I have to compress the spring? But then if I compress the spring, it goes up, right? So I'm just gonna push it down a little bit further and see if we can get the right height that I want. Otherwise, these coilovers are just too tall for the DC2, and I'll probably have to swap it with the EG. Alright, I think I need new coilovers because this collar doesn't want to come out. The other side was relatively quite easy to remove, but this side, I'm just bashing it, basically. Now I'm just bashing it with a short shifter I have in my garage and a hammer, so, and it's still not budging that much. Hopefully I'll get it soon. And if you guys are wondering, like I've already put the spring compressor on. It's not even touching bottom coilover, so there should be relatively no pressure on it at the moment. The problem is because I've got the spring compressors on in there, I can't actually get my hand in there. And also, it's this crap because of this plastic that we still have in there. So I'm pretty sure I need a new collar, if not a coilover. I think the previous person that had these coilovers probably had the exact same problems. That's why he's got bash marks there as well. So but you know what? I'm not gonna go back and tell him you did me dirty after all these years. Because, like I said, it's no big deal. I still consider the person that I did the deal with for these coilovers a friend. I think that's important to note, especially in this day and age. It'd be crazy if I did all this and then my car's too low. But lucky we have the bottom collar to adjust it. It doesn't help that I'm holding the hammer like this as well, because I don't want to hit my hand. So we got it finally. So that we're just going to lower it and see before I take anything off. Actually, let's take it off first. Release the strap and then we'll push it back up, because I think pushing it up will be easier. So I'm gonna have to do this with my eyes mostly squinted, because I don't want anything flying into my eye. Again, yes, that's it. Ooh, lucky. All right. Ooh, I should have just dropped it all the way down, right? I thought that was low enough. Well, so let's just leave it like that. Even if it's crooked, I don't think anyone's gonna notice it. All right, we're gonna just drop it and see. All right, dropping the car. Looks the same. It's a little bit lower, not the low that I wanted, but maybe after it settles, it'll be okay. Or maybe it's inevitable that I have to go 16s. It's as simple as that. But we'll see what we can do. I'll mix around with the tires and stuff like that and see if it can get more comfortable. Have a look. So there's that, and the fronts look a little bit lower too. So because the breeze is so high, I'm not going to touch the front. I was going to lower the front, but I'll leave it. Tires need to be pumped also. Same with those tires for the goat cart. So let's do that.